So David Sachs, who was the founder of Yammer, put out a beautiful post, or maybe it's a YouTube video that says how to build your sales team. He's like, look, I didn't know this when I got into it. We started Yammer. We thought we were going to get this bottoms up adoption. Then we needed to make money. Yeah. They did actually get bottoms up adoption, but they didn't make bottoms up revenue.
Yeah, that's a good distinction, I think.
So they got the product in, and then they go to the CIO and they're like, hey, 20% of your employees are using this. Don't you want control over this? And so then he just walks through. He's like, look, this thing, you don't need to be a genius. Like, just follow the playbook. Don't try to deviate and invent your own sales system.
And what's the playbook?
And so he walks through it. I don't remember all off the top of my head, but he walks through it on YouTube. He's like, look, here's how you calculate your comp for your salespeople. Here's how you calculate your quotas. There's these two options. You're either going to go with this path or this path. Depends on the price of your product, and here's how you need to think about it. Here's when you hire, sort of a sales manager, and here's how you compensate them. And he literally just lays it out, and it's like, oh, this is. If you're somebody who's building your sales organization and you kind of don't know what you're doing, just Google David Sachs YouTube, how to build your sales team or whatever, and you'll find this YouTube video with like 100 views. But it's great.
I mean, Sachs is the best. He's super smart on this and has obviously done it a bunch of times. What I think is interesting is, Sam, what you said earlier, like when we come into companies, one of the first things we help them do is just triple prices. And that's the same thing if it's a 5K ARR or a 5K ACV. Same thing if it's a
$50
ACV.
Yeah.
Like, you almost always can price things significantly higher than you think you can. And generally, like the companies we work with, you want to see them at a minimum like 25K ACV. That's like that. If you have 25K accounts, like that's $25,000 accounts rather. That's where
a year.
That's where you start to see some real leverage from putting on a sales team. If you're a little under that, it can be a little bit tough to